यहाँ पे थोड़ा ग्लास में पानी जो है आपको न्यू बॉक्स चालू करना आता है? चालू करो तो नहीं, लेकिन चालू करना आपको आता है ना? अच्छा। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। वो तो चालू ना 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 बस प्रभु जी ने बोला हो जो प्रभु जी बोला Can you call your father? Yeah. Okay. આપણે ચાલુ કરી દો. ચાલુ છે. અવાજ નથી આવતો. Yeah, yeah. કાલના જેટલો સાઉન્ડ રાખજો. હરે કૃષ્ણ હરે કૃષ્ણ. થોડું વધારે. આવે છે? Okay. અને આમાં પણ
if you get closer to it, it'll get louder.
It will like get very loud.
હરે કૃષ્ણ. આમાં કદાચ નથી. હરે કૃષ્ણ હરે કૃષ્ણ. હવે
What does it?
ઇકો જેવું કંઈક લાગે છે. અત્યારે મૂકશો કે પછી?
હા?
અત્યારે મૂકી દો.
That's okay now.
એને દબાઈ દેવાનું. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते. तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. अष्टोत्तरशत श्रीमद् अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय हो। श्रीमद् भागवतम कथा महामहोत्सव की जय हो। युग धर्म श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हो। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय हो। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. At the very beginning of present day's discourse, I would like to pay my most respectfully prostrated obeisances unto the lotus feet of their divine conjugal lordships, Shri Shri Radha and Shyam Sundaradev, along with their eternal companions and associates like Shri Lalita Devi, Shri Vishakha Devi, Shri Ruparati Manjari, etc. And along with them, I would also like to offer my most respectfully prostrated homages unto the lotus feet of their divine lordships, Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Shri Nityananda Prabhu, along with their perpetual entourage such as Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, and all the 6 Goswamis of Shri Dhama Vrindavan. Finally, I would like to pay my obeisances and due respects unto the lotus feet of His Divine Grace, Abhaya Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who has very artistically propagated the doctrine of Krishna consciousness throughout this world in this present modern era in a most unique and fantastic, unprecedented way. Conclusively, I would also like to pay my obeisances and due respects unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord present herein, and thereby I would now like to commence the context of our discussion, the context in regards to the glorification, the super excellent glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. Can somebody turn on the fan? It's getting hot here. So as we were discussing in our yesterday's session,
just put it on. Yeah.
knowledge, especially the spiritual transcendental knowledge in regards to the personality of Godhead, Shri Bhagavad Vigyan, comes through scriptural source. So the scriptural source or the scriptural evidence is known as Shastra Praman, and Shastra Praman is the origin for the knowledge in regards to the absolute truth, or the transcendental knowledge, Paravidya or Adhyatma Vidya. So there are many different types of sources of transcendental knowledge, but the Shastra Praman, also sometimes known as Shabda Praman, the scriptural evidence, is considered as the topmost evidence. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 19th chapter, Lord Shri Krishna mentions 4 types of evidences. These evidences are the sources for transcendental divine knowledge, and the Lord mentions 4 types of evidences from which the transcendental knowledge is begotten or derived. So when Lord is describing the process of receiving transcendental knowledge to Uddhava, he is saying, Shrutihi pratyakshamaidihyam anumanam chatushtayam प्रमाणेष्वनवस्थानाद् savikalpat virachyate. That there are mainly four types of evidences for getting the transcendental knowledge. The first type of evidence or praman, from which the pramay or the transcendental knowledge is derived, the first type of such evidence is known as Shruti Praman. Shruti Praman means the scriptural evidence, and especially those Vedic literatures which have emanated directly from Lord Narayana. As we described yesterday, all the scriptures, they have directly been manifest from the transcendental form of Lord Narayana. So Shrutihi Pratyaksham Ailehyam, that's the first evidence for the transcendental knowledge, is known as Shruti Praman. The second type of evidence is known as Pratyaksha Praman. Pratyaksha Praman means the knowledge of direct sense perception. The knowledge of direct sense perception means through the five knowledge acquiring senses, any type of knowledge in regards to the transcendental almighty that can be had or attained is known as Pratyaksha Janya Gyan, or the knowledge which is derived from the direct perception or the evidence of direct perception. But now the Shastras, especially the Vedas, have refuted the idea that the Pratyaksha Praman or any other evidence except for the sound vibration, any other evidence except for the Shabda Brahma, any other evidence except for the Shabda Praman or Shastra Praman, any other evidence except for that can never be the source of transcendental knowledge. This possibility that any other evidence can be the source of transcendental knowledge is refuted by the Vedas when the Vedas have boldly declared Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha, that the mundane mind and the mundane intellect of the living entity, they return unsuccessfully without touching even slightly the nature of the absolute truth. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Along with the mind, manasa saha vacho nivartante. Along with the mind, vacha, the speech, the faculty of speech, the faculty of mind, and the faculty of intellect. All these three faculties, they return from their journey. That journey means the journey which is aimed at knowing the nature of Parabrahma or the absolute truth. That is the journey. So they return back from this journey unsuccessfully. Yato vacho nivartante. Nivartante means to return. Along with the mind, intellect, and the faculty of speech, all of these three, they return back without actually even slightly touching the nature of the absolute truth. That is why the absolute truth is considered inconceivable or adhokshaj tattva. Adhokshaj tattva means that principle, that absolute truth which is completely above the mundane senses and mind, intellect, etc. That is why in Mahabharata, Bhishma Deva has stated in front of the Pandavas that Achintyaha khalu ye bhavaha natam starakena yojayet prakritibhyah param yattu tad achintyasya lakshanam. That those transcendental existing objects which are completely inconceivable to the mundane mind, intellect, etc. Achintyaha khalu ye bhavaha natam starakena yojayet. Those transcendental items which are having transcendental supramundane existence, which is completely non-phenomenal existence, those spiritual objects can never be understood through either the direct perception, pratyaksha praman, or anuman praman, the evidence of inference or logic. The evidence of inference or logic, anuman praman. By anuman praman or pratyaksha praman, by these two types of evidences, the evidence of direct sense perception and the evidence of inference and logic, the absolute truth can never be known or it can never be comprehended or understood at all. In any sense, not even partially. That is why the Vedanta Sutra, Lord Vyasadeva says, Tarka Apratishthanat. Tarka apratishthanat. Actually, the arguments and the mundane reasonings based on mundane logic are always fallible. They are never established on a firm basis. Apratishthanat means there is no pratishtha. There is no firm establishment. Tarka apratishthanat. And because the mundane arguments which are based on mundane limited logic and reasoning, because the mundane arguments are based on limited mundane reasonings and logic, that is why they can never be established on firm ground, on firm basis. And that is why tarka apratishthanat, because the mundane arguments are infallible. They are never eternally, because the mundane arguments are fallible. They are not infallible. That is why they have no power to explain the nature of the absolute truth, Bhagavad Vijnana. That is why achintyaha khalu ye bhavaha nadam starkena yojayet prakritibbhyah param yattu tad achintyasya lakshanam. Those transcendental items which are in transcendental existence can never be known by tarka, that is anuman praman, that is the evidence of inference, logic and argument, or through the direct sense perception, yato vacho nivartanti aprapya manasasah. The voice faculty, the faculty of speech cannot describe that Parabrahma through many different multifarious words. And the mind cannot know it through many different types of imaginations. They all fail. And that is why, because they are inconceivable. Because these transcendental items, especially Shri Bhagavan and all the related items and paraphernalia related to Shri Bhagavan, because they are all having transcendental existence, which is completely above the three modes of material nature, they are inconceivable otherwise else. But still, Srimad Bhagavatam and the Shastras and the Acharyas have recommended three types of evidences for knowing the transcendental truth and the transcendental knowledge. So the first and the main type of evidence that is recommended is Shruti Praman. Shruti Praman means the scriptural evidence. Second evidence recommended is Pratyaksha Praman, or the evidence of direct sense perception. The knowledge which is received from the five senses situated in the gross body, that is direct evidence. Direct perception, Pratyaksha Praman. And the third type of evidence is Anuman Praman, or the evidence based on logic, argument and inference and reasoning. So Pratyaksham, Anumanam, Aitihyam Chatushtayam. And the fourth type of evidence for transcendental knowledge is known as Aitihya Praman. Aitihya Praman means traditional evidence, something which is coming through long antique tradition, something which is being continued from long antique tradition. So the knowledge which is received from the antique tradition is known as Aitihya Pramana. So these four types of evidences are accepted by Srimad Bhagavatam. But then in the Manu Samhita, Manu Maharaj recommends only the three types of evidences. Manu Maharaj says in Manu Samhita, Pratyaksham cha anumanam cha shastram cha vividhagamam trayam suviditam karyam dharma shuddhim abhipsata. That if a person wants to know the form and the identity and the true nature of religion, dharma, then he has to become completely aware of the three types of evidences: Pratyaksha Praman, Anuman Praman and Shastra Praman. And what is the Shastra Praman? Shastram cha vividhagamam. Shastra Praman not only means the four Vedas, Sam, Yajur, Atharva and Rig. Shastra Praman also includes Agamam. Agamam means the Smriti, because the four Vedas are considered Nigam. The word Nigam, the terminology Nigam used in the Shastras refers to the four Vedas or the Shruti Praman. And the fifth Veda, Panchama Veda, that means the Mahabharata and the 18 Puranas and the Valmiki Ramayana. That's the fifth Veda, Panchama Veda. That is the Panchama Veda, and Panchama Veda is referred to as Agam. In the Shastras, Puranas, Mahabharata, Valmiki Ramayana and the other Pancharatras and Samhitas, they are all grouped in the category of Agam division. Whereas the four Vedas and the 108 Upanishads are grouped in the category of Shruti Praman Nigam.
So Shastram cha Vividhagamam, here scripture or Shastra Praman does not only mean the four original Vedas and the Upanishads, does not only mean the Shruti Praman, but also means the Smriti Praman or the fifth Veda, Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Pancharatra, etc. Pratyaksham cha anumanam cha shastram cha vividhagamam trayam suviditam karyam dharma shuddhim abhipsata. And a person who is aware of these three types of evidences, only he can ascertain the true and the most proper and the right form of religion. Then in Prameya Ratnavali, Srila Baldeva Vidyabhushan Pad, he is describing the opinion, he is imparting the opinion of Madhvacharya. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has followed Madhvacharya's precepts and instructions at least to some extent. That is why at least the basic fundamentals of philosophy are taken from the Madhva Sampradaya, and there are many major differences afterwards. So, in Prameya Ratnavali, a philosophical treatise compiled by Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushan, Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan, he acquaints his readers with the idea, with the opinion, with the conception of Madhvacharya. So Madhvacharya has written, and Baldev is describing expressing his view, Pratyakshentara bhaved yasmad aitihyam tena deshikah pramanam trividham prekshat Tatra mukhya shrutir bhavet. Because Srimad Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam, the very first verse we quoted, Lord Krishna is telling Uddhav that there are four types of evidences: the direct sense perception, Pratyaksh Praman, Anuman Praman, inference, then Shabda Praman, the scriptural evidence, that is the same as Shastra Praman, and the fourth evidence was Aitihya Praman, the traditional evidence, which is coming through the tradition. And just like sometimes knowledge also comes through long antique traditions. So here Baldev Vidyabhushan is saying that according to Madhvacharya, according to Anand Tirth Purna Prajna Madhvacharya, the Aitihya Praman or the knowledge which is coming through long standing tradition is included within the Pratyaksha Pramana category, is included within the direct evidence of direct sense perception, because the Aitihya Praman can be heard through the ears only. The Aitihya Praman or the evidence which is coming through tradition can only be perceived through ears. There is no other way. You can never see what a person said 1000 years before. You can only hear what an authorized person had said 1000 years before. That is why the knowledge which is coming through traditional evidence can only be heard through ears. And that is why, because the ears are the instrumental in perceiving. Ears are the instrumental in perceiving the Aitihya Praman or the traditional evidence, and because the ears are included within the five senses, that is why Aitihya Praman is considered to be within the Pratyaksha Praman or the evidence of direct sense perception. Whereas Anuman Praman, what is the instrumental in receiving in perceiving Anuman Praman? The instrumental of Anuman Praman is mind and intelligence. The senses cannot do inference. The five senses, the Pancha Jnanendriyas, like ears, eyes, tongue, etc., they cannot do inference, logic, reasoning and argument. Only mind and intellect can do. That is why Anuman Praman is based on mind intellect, whereas the direct sense perception is based on the five senses. And Aitihya Praman, traditional evidence, since it is heard through ears, that is why it is also included within direct sense perception, the evidence of direct sense perception, Pratyaksha Pramana. So according to Madhvacharya, Aitihya Pramana does not have a separate existence. He includes Aitihya Pramana within the Pratyaksha Pramana category. But Madhvacharya has concluded that among all these three types of evidences, the Shruti Pramana or the scriptural evidence is the most important type of evidence, is the most prominent type of evidence, and the other two types of evidences, that is pratyaksha praman, direct sense perception, and anuman praman, inference, are following the scriptural evidence. If they are not following the scriptural evidence, if the anuman, if the so-called inference, logic and argument is not following the shastra praman, the scriptural evidence, then it is disregarded, completely discarded in the spiritual path. And if the pratyaksha praman, or the evidence of direct sense perception, is not following what the scriptures are saying, or is contradicting with what the scriptures are saying, then it is also has to be discarded. Only when the pratyaksha praman and the anuman praman are supporting what the scriptures are saying, they have to be accepted. That is why pramanam trividham prekhyat tatra mukhya shrutir bhavet. The mukhya praman, the most important type of evidence among these three, described by Lord Krishna, described by Manu Maharaj in Manu Samhita, and described by other acharyas, is the Shruti Praman only. And the other evidences have to come subordinate to the Shruti Praman. Yes. That is why the scientists are arguing. They are arguing that according to the material science, according to the material mundane science, and according to the scientists, only the Pratyaksha Praman, or the evidence of direct sense perception, is to be taken bona fide. Scriptural evidences are unauthentic according to the scientists, but this is completely reverse idea. The acharyas and the shastra parampara does not accept it. The acharyas say the direct sense perception and inference has to come supporting to the shastra praman. Yes. And in Tattva Sandarbha, in the very beginning of Tattva Sandarbha, when ascertaining the best type of pramana, the best type of evidence, because Srimad Bhagavatam is the best type of evidence. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srimad Bhagavatam pramanam amaram prema pamartho mahan aradhyo bhagavan brajesh tanayah, that verse. And because Srimad Bhagavatam is the best type of pramana, that is why we are discussing on this pramana tattva today. So, according to Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, there are 10 types of evidences, not only 4, not only 3, as we have described. He makes the 3 categories divided into total 10 types of evidences, and all the other rest 7 types of evidences, they are included within the main 3 types of evidences: Shabda, Anuman and Pratyaksh. These are the main 3. Among them, the other 7 are included. 3 and 7 are added, and they come up to the numerical quantity of 10. So in Tattva Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad is saying, Yadyapi pratyaksha anuman shabda arsha upaman arthapatti abhava sambhava aitihya cheshtakhyani dasha pramanani viditani tathapi brahma pramada vipralipsa karana patava dosha rahita vachanatmakah shabda eva moola pramanam. There are 10 types of evidences. The first is pratyaksha, direct sense perception, the 5 senses, knowledge derived from the 5 senses. Second is anuman, inference. The third is Shabda Praman, or the scriptural evidence, and those scriptures which have emanated from the exhalation of Karanodakshai Mahavishnu, as we discussed yesterday. Fourth type of evidence is Arsha Praman. What is Arsha Praman? Arsha Praman means that evidence, or those books or literatures of spirituality which have been written by different sages, rishis and munis. But those rishis and munis are not the incarnations of the personality of Godhead like Vyasadeva. Unlike Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva is the direct incarnation of Lord Narayana. That is why he is the personality of Godhead himself. But the other rishi munis like Gautama, Atri, Parashara, Kashyapa, etc., they are not the incarnations of the personality of Godhead. Rather, they are living entities. They are not Vishnu Tattva, rather they are living entities. So whatever scriptures or whatever literatures, corollary Vedic literatures, secondary type of Vedic literatures have been written by these rishis and munis, like all the authors of the 5 different philosophical systems, like Patanjali, Kanad, Gautam, Jaimini, etc. All these are living entities. So whatever that has been written by these rishis and munis, except for Lord Vyasadeva, that comes into the category of Arsha Praman. That is the 4th type of evidence. The 5th type of evidence is Arthapatti. Arthapatti means It's a special type of evidence, it's a special type of inference which we will not elaborate upon in this session. Then this sixth type of evidence is abhav. Abhav means the evidence of imperception. The sixth, I'm not sure what is the numerical order. Pratyaksha, Anuman, Shabda, Ash, Arthapatti, Abhav, and Upaman. Upaman, or the evidence of analogy. Evidence of analogy or comparison. Comparison or analogy is also considered to be a type of evidence for getting knowledge. Sambhava Pramana means the evidence of possibility. Sambhava Pramana. That is Sambhava Pramana. Aitihya Pramana means the evidence of traditional knowledge, which is coming through long-standing tradition. Cheshta means the evidence of physical gestures. Cheshta Pramana. So these are the 10 types of evidences which we will not elaborate upon in this session because they are irrelevant to us, to our discussion. But just for the sake of information, these are the 10 types of evidences. Dasha Pramanani Viditani. But among all these 10 types of evidences, only the Shabda Pramana, only the scriptural evidence is the most reliable evidence for having spiritual knowledge. We are not talking about material knowledge. For material knowledge, other evidences may be the rightful source. But even for the material knowledge, the original source are Vedas. Because it is said that Vedas have all types of material knowledge and all types of spiritual knowledge included within them. And that is why even the source for the mundane material knowledge are the Vedas. So Vedas are considered to be the most reliable authority for both the material and spiritual knowledge, but especially for the spiritual knowledge. तथापि भ्रम प्रमाद विप्रलिप्सा करना पाठव दोष रहित वचनात्मकः शब्द एव एष मूल प्रमाणम. Why only the scriptural evidence is most reliable, and why the scriptural evidence is prominent and the other are secondary, subordinate to scriptural evidence? Because the scriptural evidence is apaurushaya shabdaha. Scriptural evidence, scriptures are not compiled by human beings or living entities who are the products of marginal potency. Scriptures are directly compiled by Lord Vyasadeva, who is the direct incarnation of Narayana, or even before that, because Vyasadeva has only put the eternally existing scriptures into the written form. He has not actually manufactured the scriptures. Don't think that Vyasadeva has manufactured the scriptures. He has just put the eternally existing Vedas, Puranas, etc. into written form, because Vyasadeva knew that Kali Yuga is about to come. That is why he appeared at the end of Dwapar and at the beginning of Kali Yuga by the prayers of demigods. In the Skanda Purana, there is one incident. Evam Sankirna Pragyayhai Brahma Rudradivir Abhyarthito Bhagavan Narayana Vyasadeva Rupena Avir Bhavayamas. Lord Narayana, upon being requested, upon being prayed by the different demigods like Indra, Brahma, Shiva, etc., he appeared as Vyasadeva. Because the demigod is very fearful that in Kali Yuga, Pramayana Alapayusha Sabya Kalavasmin Yugaha Mandaha Sumantamato Manda Bhagyahi Patrutaha. In Kali Yuga, the living entities will have a very meager intelligence. Their intelligence will decrease, their sharpened intelligence, their sharp intellect, their sharp memory power, everything will decrease. And that is why the living beings, especially the human beings who will take birth in Kali Yuga, will not be able to remember even one statement of the Shastra. Whereas in the preceding ages of Dwapara, Satya and Treta, whatever the gurus describe, the whole Shastra, the whole Vedas, the whole Puranas, exactly the shlokas coming in the exactly same sequential order when imprinted in the memory of their disciples who are listening to these narrations done by their gurus. So, just for once, if the guru narrated the whole Purana or the Veda, the disciple who was having oral reception or who was listening to his guru would remember the whole Purana and the whole Veda just by once hearing it. That was the sharp memory or intellectual power existing in the preceding ages. But because it would not happen in the Kali Yuga, that is why Vyasadeva was requested by the demigods, Narayana was requested by demigods to appear in the form of Vyasadeva, and then Vyasadeva has just put the eternally existing Vedic literatures into a written form. He has not manufactured or made them. Even before Vyasadeva, Srimad Bhagavatam existed, and that is why, and do not think that Srimad Bhagavatam came into existence during the conversation of Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. This is completely futile, nonsensical proposition. It is not the Shastric conclusion. This is not accepted by Srila Jiva Goswami in the very beginning of Tattva Sandarbha. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, Srimad Bhagavatam existed even before Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadeva put it into a written form. And Srimad Bhagavatam existed even before it was described by Shukdev Goswami unto Maharaj Parikshit. And not only the 4 shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam existed. Now someone can say that no, not only the 4 seed shlokas or the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, Ahameva, Samevagre, etc. Only those 4 seed shlokas which Narayana gave to Brahma. Only those 4 seed shlokas existed before Vyasadeva actually wrote Bhagavatam. No. Jiva Goswami says all the 18,000 verses, all the 12 cantos, all the 100 prakaranas or topics, and all the 335 chapters. Everything existed prior to Vyasadeva wrote Srimad Bhagavatam and prior to actual conversation of Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj taking place in Shuktal on the banks of Ganges. Even before that, the whole Bhagavatam had existed. So, what is the evidence? Padma Purana has very solid evidence for this. In Padma Purana, which is one of the 18 Mahapuranas, Lord Vyasadeva has described one incident. Gautam Rishi once visited the palace of Maharaj Ambrish. Gautam Rishi once visited the palace of Maharaj Ambrish, and Maharaj Ambrish happened to exist at the time of Satya Yuga. So in Satya Yuga, because Maharaj Ambrish was the forefather, he was the ancestor of Lord Ramachandra, that is why he was Suryavanshi Raja, he was the king of the Sun dynasty, he was the ruler coming in the Sun dynasty. And the Sun dynasty rulers, their capital was Ayodhya, the Kausal Janpad. The Kausal Janpad and the capital of Kausal Janpad, Ayodhya, that was the capital city for all the Suryavanshi kings. And from Ayodhya, the Suryavanshi kings were ruling over the whole earth planet as the sovereign emperors, Chakravarti Samrat. So Maharaj Ambrish, who was the forefather of Lord Ramachandra, was existing in Satya Yuga. So in Satya Yuga, Maharshi Gautam, he approaches Maharaj Ambrish, and Maharaj Ambrish inquires for the best way of getting auspiciousness. The best way of getting auspiciousness and deliverance. The best way of deliverance from this clutches of illusion and Maya. That is the question of Maharaj Ambrish presented to Gautam Rishi. And the Gautam Rishi is answering Maharaj Ambrish's question by saying, Ambarisha Shuka Prabhu Nityam Bhagavatam Shrenu Pathasva Swamukhenapi Yadichhasi Bhavakshayam. Oh Ambrish, if you actually desire Bhavakshaya, if you actually desire liberation means coming out from the pangs of material existence, Bhavakshayam, if you actually desire the cessation of material existence, Bhavakshayam, then you should heed to my advice, you should follow my advice and concentrate upon what I say. And I am saying that you should daily either recite from your own mouth or you should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, which is eternally existing, Nityam Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavatam means Srimad Bhagavatam which has no end and which has no beginning. Just like Shri Krishna's Swarup. Because Shri Krishna is called Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakaran Karanam, in Brahma Samhita 5th chapter 4th shloka, Shri Krishna is described as Anadiradir Govinda. He has no beginning and he has no end. And Srimad Bhagavatam, being the self-same form of Shri Krishna, completely not different from Shri Krishna, also has no beginning. It is completely eternal, Nitya and Shashvat, without Adi and without Anta. And that is why Gautam Rishi is describing Srimad Bhagavatam as Nitya or eternal. So, O Amrisha, Amrisha Shuka Proktam Nityam Bhagavatam Shrinu Pathasva Swamukhenapi. Either you should recite this Srimad Bhagavatam through your own mouth, or you should hear it from a rightful source, from a devotee of the Lord. If you desire the cessation, if you actually desire the cessation of material existence, and this Srimad Bhagavatam is eternally existing, and it is spoken by Shukadeva Goswami, Shuka Proktam. Not that it will be spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. The word Uktam means which has already been spoken. So now the question arises that the meeting of Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj takes place and actually the Kali Yuga has already started. The Kali Yuga has already started, but Kali Yuga has no official power to rule the earth. Even though legally or legitimately the time for the Kali Yuga to rule this earth planet has already started, but because of Maharaj Parikshit's power, the Kali Yuga is not prepared. He is not at all ready to touch this earth planet, to influence this earth planet, and to start his actual reign and ruling over this earth planet. He is not prepared for that. Because of Maharaj Parikshit's staunch determination, and he is afraid of Maharaj Parikshit. So, actually the Kali Yuga has started, and the 60 years of Kali Yuga have already passed, but in one sense Kali Yuga has not started. So when Maharaj Parikshit was of 60 years of age, the Kali Yuga, the 60 years of Kali Yuga had already passed on this earth planet. So at that time he meets Shukadeva Goswami, and then Shukadeva Goswami is speaking the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. So one question which arises, some unscrupulous people, they think that Srimad Bhagavatam means only that portion which is spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. And Shukadeva Goswami has started speaking starting from the second canto. Starting from the second canto, first chapter, Shukadeva Goswami has started speaking, and up to the 12th canto. So some people think that the first canto of Bhagavatam is not actually Bhagavatam. The Prathama Skanda is not actually part of Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is spoken by Shukadeva Goswami, and Shukadeva Goswami starts speaking in the second canto, in the beginning of second canto. And then some people think that Srimad Bhagavatam was not existing before Shukadeva Goswami spoke it. But if that was the case, then Amrisha would not have said, Gautam would not have said, or Amrisha would not have told Gautam that Shuka Proktam Bhagavatam Srimad. Please hear that Srimad Bhagavatam which is spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. That means that all the conversations and all the statements spoken by Shukadeva Goswami, spoken by Parikshit Maharaj, spoken by Sud and Shaunaka, spoken by Narad and Vyas, spoken by Uddhav and Maitreya and Vidur, all these different types of conversations found within Bhagavatam, all these statements spoken by all the characters of Srimad Bhagavatam were already present even before the characters actually enacted and actually applied those statements in physical drama. Just like the script for drama is written, pre-written, and the drama is enacted on the stage much time after the script is written. In the same way, all the statements of Shukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj, and as it is the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses, was already existing. It only gets enacted or practically implemented on physical stage at the end of Dwapara when Shukadeva meets Parikshit Maharaj. That is the Rahasya. So Srimad Bhagavatam is completely eternal. So because these Vedic scriptures, especially emanating from Lord Narayan, like Puranas, Vedas, etc., these Vedic scriptures are eternal. They are not Paurushe. They are not the compilations of ordinary human beings or even great sages. But even though they may be great sages, they are still influenced by the four innate natural faults found within all the living entities who are conditioned in the material world, and they are Brahma, Pramad, Vipralipsa and Karnapata. Brahma means illusion. Pramad means inattentiveness. Vipralipsa means the desire for cheating, and Karnapata means the inability or the inefficiency of the senses. Because of these fourfold innate faults found within all living beings, including demigods, devatas of Swarga, including human beings, and including rishis, maharshis and great sages, that is why whatever which has been been compiled by either by demigods of heaven, either by the great sages, rishis, maharshis, and either by human beings or other scholars and other knowledgeable persons. All of their compilations are full of these four types of faults. Only those Vedas and Puranas which have emanated directly from Lord Narayana, who is completely free from these four faults, who is completely freed from these four inebriities of Maya. Only those compilation, only those Vedic literatures which have emanated from such Lord Narayana is completely freed from these fourfold inebrieties, Brahma, Pramad, Vipralvisa and Karna Pata, are considered authorized and authentic and the most reliable source for getting transcendental Vedic knowledge. That is why the other 9 types of evidences have to comply to the Vedic scriptures, and if they do not comply, then they are not taken as authorized. That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also telling the same effect to Prakashananda Saraswati in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Pramaner Madhye Shruti Pramana Pradhana Shruti je mukhyartha kahe say se pramana. Among all the different types of evidences, Shruti Pramana Pradhan, the scriptural evidence is the most prominent type. Whatever the scriptures are saying, Shruti je mukhyartha kahe say se pramana. Whatever the scriptures are saying, the primary meaning of Vedic scriptures, the primary meaning of the statements of the Vedas, not the secondary meaning here. Because the Vedas are not paratah praman. They are not, their authenticity, the authenticity of the Vedas and authenticity of the Vedic literatures does not depend upon any other evidence or any other source, but rather the authenticity of all the other 9 types of evidences depends upon this 10th type of evidence, Shabda Praman. And that is why Shabda Praman is considered Swatah Praman, or that evidence which does not take its authenticity from any other source. It is self-authentic, whereas all the other evidences are not self-authentic. They are dependent on Shabda Praman for their authenticity. That is why Vedas, because they are self-authentic, Swatah Praman and not Paratah Praman, that is why whatever the Vedas and the Puranas and all the other Vedic literatures are saying, only the primary meaning and definition of those statements should be taken. Not that the secondary meaning or indirect meaning of the Vedic statements should be taken. If the indirect or secondary meaning of the Vedic statements is taken, then the Vedas are losing their Swatah Pramanta, they are losing their self-authenticity. Yes. Shruti je mukhyartha kahe sahi se praman. Whatever the Vedas are saying, primarily, according to the primary meaning, should be taken as evidence. Just like one example is given by Mahaprabhu, Jiver asthi vishtha dui shankha gomaya shruti vakye sai dui mahapavitrahaya. Jiver asthi vishtha. Generally, the Vedas have stated that the bones and the excretion of any living being, not only human beings, not only Homo sapiens, but any living being, may it be beast, bird, aquatic, reptile or any other living being, the bones and the excretion of any living being is generally considered to be impure and contaminated. And once a person touches the bone or excretion of any living being, then he is considered impure, contaminated, adulterated, and he has to take bath according to the Vedic strict law. But then the Vedas have stated exceptionally that Jiver Asti Vishtha Dui Shankha Gomaya Shruti Vakya Se Dui Mahapavitrahaya. But then the same Vedas are stating that although that may be the general rule, but the conch shell, Shankha and Gomaya. Gomaya means the excretion, the cow dung, the excretion of cow dung and cow urine, which are both the excretions of cow. They are pure and they are used in the worship of the Lord, and by touching them, person becomes more pure rather than becoming impure. This is because the Vedas are making this exception to the general rule. So now, if the secondary meaning is taken that no, cow urine and cow dung cannot be pure, and actually the conch shell is the bone. Conch shell is the bone of a worm, and cow dung and cow urine are excretions. So bones and excretions generally are considered impure, but not in this case, because the Vedas are saying that they are pure. But this is the mukhya artha, if we take the primary meaning of those statements. But if somebody says that no, when the Vedas are saying that the cow dung and that the excretion and the Vedas have said that the excretion and the bones of living being are impure, so we cannot consider that cow dung, cow urine and conch shell can be pure. So now let us take a secondary meaning of the word shankha or conch shell and a secondary meaning of the word gomai. The Vedas are saying that gomai and shankha are pure. Gomai primarily, because any word in Sanskrit has many meanings. So a person now can argue that no, we have to take secondary meaning now. Gomai cannot mean cow dung and shankha cannot mean conch shell, because the Vedas have said that the excretion and the bones are impure. That is why if we say that conch shell and the cow dung are pure, then it will refute the Veda. That is why you have to take now a secondary meaning. So if a secondary meaning is taken, then the whole Vedic understanding gets lost. That is why whatever the Vedas say, the words of the statement, the words found in the Vedic statements, only the primary meaning of those words have to be taken. If the secondary meaning is taken, then the whole true meaning of the Vedas is lost. And not only that, the Vedas become paratah praman, or dependent upon secondary interpretation, secondary explanation. And if the primary meaning is taken, then they do not become dependent on secondary explanation. They preserve their swatah pramarta, their self-authenticity. That is why swatah pramana veda satya jaikaya lakshana karite swatah pramanya hani hoy. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj writing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying to Prakashananda Saraswati in Kashi that by interpreting secondarily all the statements of Vedas and not taking their primary meanings, their apparent direct meanings, and taking the indirect meanings, that will make the Vedas lose their self-authenticity. And Shankaracharya, what he has done, whenever he has interpreted Vedas, Upanishads and Puranas and Bhagavad Gita and the whole Prasthanatrayi, whenever Shankaracharya has interpreted the whole Prasthanatrayi, whenever he has written commentaries, he has used Lakshana Vritti, or secondary definition deriving technique, which makes the Vedas and Puranas lose their self-authenticity. He never takes the direct meaning of the statement. Through word jugglery, he takes the secondary meaning always. So this is not the way to approach the Shastra. So now, since we have become completely aware of the Shastra Tattva and the Pramana Tattva, now we will see how Srimad Bhagavatam is the crest jewel of all the Shastras, including the 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Valmiki Ramayana, different types of Pancharatras, different types of Samhitas, Agam, Nigam, Shruti, Smriti, etc. How Srimad Bhagavatam is situated on the topmost level. So, in Garuda Purana, Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadeva is writing one very major statement. And this statement is accepted only by the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is why only the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have established Srimad Bhagavatam on the highest position. No other Acharya has done it. And that is why only the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the strictest sense, are considered eligible to interpret Srimad Bhagavatam in the most righteous way. How? As we were describing yesterday, the concept of Prasthanatrayi. So, Shruti Prasthan, Smriti Prasthan and Nyaya Prasthan. Nyaya Prasthan means the Brahma Sutra or the Vedanta Sutra. Smriti Prasthan is represented by Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Smriti Prasthan. And Shruti Prasthan is represented by the principal 12 Upanishads. So after Shankaracharya, because Shankaracharya established the tradition that any sampradaya, if it wants to count itself as bona fide, then it should have its commentary on the Prasthanatrayi, which should differ from the previous commentaries in its viewpoint, and which should be based on the Shastra. So after Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya also wrote a commentary known as Shri Bhashya on the 4 Vedas. Then Madhvacharya has written commentary on the Prasthanatrayi, known as Purna Pragya Bhashya, Dvaita Bhashya also. Then Nimbarkacharya and his followers, they wrote commentary on the whole Prasthanatrayi, known as Nimbarka Bhashya, Vedanta Parijat Saurabha Bhashya. At last, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya Acharya Jagadguru Vallabhacharya, he wrote commentary on the Prasthanatrayi known as Anubhashya. So these are the 4 commentaries available of 4 different Vaishnava Sampradayas on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Brahma Sutra and the Upanishads, the whole Prasthanatrayi. But the difference is the idea will evolve gradually. Shankaracharya considered only Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 10 Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras to be the most authentic even among the whole corpus of Vedic literature. Among the whole, within or among the whole corpus of Vedic literature, because there are 18 Puranas, there is Mahabharata, but he said Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the topmost evidence. Smriti means all the 18 Puranas and Mahabharata and Valmiki Ramayana and different Pancharattra and Samhita. But Shankaracharya said Srimad Bhagavad Gita will be representing the Smriti Prasthan. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the most important type of Shruti among all different types of Puranas, etc. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Smriti Prasthan. Then for the 4 Vedas, the essence of the 4 Vedas or Shruti are the 10 Upanishads. And the essence of the 6 systems of philosophy is Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Darshan. This is how he has taken out the essence of the 3 different types of Vedic literatures. Shruti, Smriti and Jnana. He took the 3 most essential items from 3 different divisions or 3 different types of Vedic literatures. So in Shankaracharya's concept, Srimad Bhagavatam has no primary value. It has secondary value. If it has secondary value. Because Smriti Prasthan, the essential object is Bhagavad Gita, not Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, which is one of the 18 Puranas, which is in the Smriti section, but it is not counted as the representative of the Smriti division. Bhagavad Gita is counted as being the representative of Smriti division. So Bhagavatam has no real value. And Shankaracharya, he wrote more than 50 books in Sanskrit language, including the commentaries on Prasthanatrayi, but he has never quoted. This is the historical record, which any scholar of the world can never refute for any time in future to come. And no one has refuted this point, and no one is refuting it now, past, present, future. Shankaracharya has never quoted even one single statement of Srimad Bhagavatam in any one of his 50 different types of writings. That means that according to Adi Shankaracharya, Bhagavatam has no real value. Then the same idea was followed by Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya, although he differed in his conception from Shankaracharya, because Shankaracharya was Gyan Margi, not Bhakti Margi. He was not Vaishnava. He wanted to merge into impersonal Brahman, and that is what he propounded. He was impersonalist. But the Ramanujacharya was the first Vaishnavacharya advocating the theory of personalism. And he was a devotee following the path of devotion, Bhakti Marg. He was Bhakta, he was not Gyan Margi. So, he was Vaishnavacharya, and Ramanujacharya although differed in the conception from Shankaracharya, but he also took as the most important type of Vedic evidence the same Prasthanatrayi idea advocated by Adi Shankar Bhagavad Pad. He also said that the 10 Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita are the most important type of Vedic literature, and if there is any other 4th type of Vedic literature which is more important, then it is Vishnu Puran, but he gave no consideration to Srimad Bhagavatam. That is Ramanujacharya's conception. Now comes Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya takes the same Prasthanatrayi idea, although they all differ from Shankaracharya in their viewpoints because they are Vaishnavas, but still, as the primary source of evidence, they have accepted the same Prasthanatrayi idea advocated by Shankaracharya. Madhvacharya also says Prasthanatrayi is the most important type of Vedic evidence. Then comes Nimbarkacharya and his followers like Keshav Kashmiri Bhattacharya, Srinivasacharya and Purushottamacharya. These are all the historical followers of Nimbarkacharya who have written different commentaries on Prasthanatrayi of the Nimbarka line of thought. Dvaita school of thought of Nimbarka. So, Nimbarkacharya and all his followers, they also considered the same Prasthanatrayi as being the most important type of Vedic evidence. Then comes Vallabhacharya contemporary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, contemporary of the six Goswamis, who is representing the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. Because Adi Vishnu Swami, the founder of the Vishnu Swami sect, never wrote any commentary on Prasthanatrayi, because Vishnu Swami appeared before Shankaracharya. 1200 years before Shankaracharya is Vishnu Swami appeared. That is why at the time of Vishnu Swami there was no concept of Prasthanatrayi. But Vishnu Swami didn't write any philosophical Vedic literature. So Vishnu Swami Sampradaya was strengthened and was given philosophical firm basis by Vallabhacharya, who made the old Vishnu Swami Sampradaya again renovated and rejuvenated. So Vallabhacharya wrote the commentaries on Prasthanatrayi. But Vallabhacharya added something in Prasthanatrayi. He added one more, and he made Prasthanatrayi transformed into Prasthana Chatushtayi. He rejected the idea of Prasthanatrayi invented by Shankaracharya and followed by other acharyas blindly, and he again started a new concept of Prasthana Chatushtayi. That there are four major Vedic literatures, not only three. He gave Srimad Bhagavatam the fourth place, equal to the other three. Shruti Praman, that is the 10 Upanishads. Shruti Prasthan, Smriti Prasthan is Bhagavad Gita, and Nyaya Prasthan, Vedanta Sutra. Then the fourth Prasthan, according to Vallabhacharya, is Srimad Bhagavatam, which he called Samadhi Bhasha of Bhagavan Vyasadeva. He calls Samadhi Prasthan. Samadhi Prasthan is because Srimad Bhagavatam has been realized by Lord Vyasadeva in his devotional trance, inspired by Narad Muni. After the 4th, 5th and 6th chapters of the first canto of Bhagavatam get completed, in the very beginning of the 7th chapter of the first canto of Bhagavatam, before the incident of Ashwathama endeavoring to hurt Maharaj Parikshit, before that incident, because that incident is also described in the same 7th chapter of the first canto. But before that incident is started, the very first theme of the chapter is how Lord Vyasadeva entered into his Samadhi and how he realized the fundamental basic points for writing Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purna mayam chatad apashrayam. He realized the Bhagavad Tattva in full, the Maya Tattva in full, the Jiva Tattva in full, the Bhakti Tattva in full. These four different principles. And then he has written Srimad Bhagavatam. So because Srimad Bhagavatam has been manifest, has emanated from the transcendental devotional trance or meditation of Bhagavan Vyasadeva, inspired by his spiritual master Narad Muni, that is why Bhagavatam is known as Samadhi Bhasha, or the language of meditation, the language of transcendental meditation of Vyasadeva. And according to Vallabhacharya, or the Vishnu Swami line of thought, the Pushti Marg, Samadhi Bhasha is the fourth Prasthan. But Vallabhacharya improved the idea, the defend idea of Prasthanatrayi. And now we will see why the Prasthanatrayi concept was actually defend conception. So he has improved the defend conception of so-called Prasthanatrayi by placing Srimad Bhagavatam in the fourth place. But Srimad Bhagavatam has been placed in the fourth place, next to the other three. That is why even the idea of Prasthanatrayi is not fully revealing the actual glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is higher than the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutra. How? We will see. Srimad Bhagavatam's position is superior to them, but Vallabhacharya has put them next to these three. So whenever something is put in a numerical order, all the objects coming in numerical order are considered to be of equal value. Right? This is the rule of mathematics actually and statistics. Or that is why Jiva Goswami says Saman Jatiya Niveshitatvat Sankhyayaha. Sankhya means numerical order. Whatever items or objects which are found in numerical order, they all have equal value. Saman Mahatva. Saman Jatiya Niveshitatvat Sankhyayaha. This is the statement of Jiva Goswami in Tattva Siddhanta. So even according to Vallabhacharya, the actual glories of Bhagavatam are not revealed. Because he has positioned Srimad Bhagavatam next to the other three. So he is making Srimad Bhagavatam equal to the other three, and he is not actually trying to reveal the real glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. When you put king next to his ministers, will that reveal the actual glories of the king? And if you discard the king and only consider ministers to be the rulers of of a particular kingdom, then that means you are fully offending the king's authority. But you are also offending the king's authority by placing king next to the ministers. That is why even Vallabhacharya's conception of Prasthana Chatushtaya is not making Srimad Bhagavatam placed on the supermost exalted level. So, then comes the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, or the preceptorial line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And following the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad introduces the idea for the very first time in the history of Sanatana Vedic Dharma. Well, for the very first time, you will not find this idea anywhere, in any other Sampradaya, in any other literature of any other Sampradaya. And Jiva Goswami says, we will not accept either Prasthana Trayi as the most important or the Prasthana Chatushtaya as the most important. We will accept Srimad Bhagavatam as the most important single sole evidence and all Prasthana Trayi as secondary to Srimad Bhagavatam.
Very bold.
The whole Prasthana Trayi as secondary, subordinate to Srimad Bhagavatam. So all the different Sampradayas, what their claim is, except for Vallabhacharya, the other Vaishnava Sampradayas and the Shankaracharya line, their thought is Srimad Bhagavatam has to be interpreted according to the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta Sutra. Not that they should be interpreted according to Srimad Bhagavatam, not that the Prasthana Trayi should be interpreted according to Srimad Bhagavatam, but Srimad Bhagavatam has to be explained, has to be interpreted based on the Prasthana Trayi. This is the idea, because they are considering Prasthana Trayi as the most important type of evidence, and Bhagavatam and anything else as secondary to that. The idea of Vallabhacharya is Srimad Bhagavatam should not be interpreted according to the Shruti Prasthan, Smriti Prasthan and Nyaya Prasthan, the other three Prasthanas. But the other three Prasthanas should also not be interpreted according to Bhagavatam, because they all have equal value, so they are not dependent on each other. If we make one dependent on another, that means the one who is dependent is subordinate, and the one on whom it is dependent is superior. But according to Vallabhacharya, all the four have equal value, so neither the Prasthana Trayi can be interpreted according to Bhagavatam, nor the Bhagavatam can be interpreted according to Prasthana Trayi. This is the idea of Vallabhacharya, because he considers all of the four to be of equal value. They are independent. They are not dependent on each other, all the four. But what's the reality? The reality we will see now. What the author of Shruti Prasthan, the author of Smriti Prasthan, the author of Nyaya Prasthan, and the author of Samadhi Bhasha Bhagavatam, same author, Bhagavan Vyasadeva. Yes, he is the author of four Vedas and the Upanishads. He is the author of the Brahma Sutra Vedanta. He is the author of Bhagavad Gita, because he has written Mahabharata, and he is the author of Bhagavatam. So now what the author says and what Jiva Goswami has said, how is it complying with the original author of the Prasthana Chatushtaya? We will see now. Whether the other acharyas have followed Vyasadeva perfectly, or Jiva Goswami has followed Vyasadeva perfectly, following in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Avalam. We only accept as the most pure and unadulterated evidence Srimad Bhagavatam. Other evidences, even though they may be directly emanating from Lord Narayana's or Lord Karmadakshay Mahavishnu's transcendental body, all the other Puranas, Mahabharata, Vedas and Upanishads, they are all emanating from Karmadakshay Mahavishnu, as we discussed yesterday. But even though they may have been emanated from Karmadakshay Mahavishnu, they are adulterated up to some extent. Only Srimad Bhagavatam is the most unadulterated, purest form of evidence. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Avalam. Avalam means there is no mal, there is no contamination in Bhagavatam. Other Pramanas, even though they may be Puranas, Vedas, Upanishads, etc., they have little contamination. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line of thought, Bhagavatam is the most superior, Others have to be interpreted according to Bhagavatam. They are subordinate to Bhagavatam, and Bhagavatam is not subordinate to any other scripture. Now we will see what the Vyasadeva is trying to advocate. Because what the author says, everyone has to follow. Vyasadeva is the actual compiler of all these Vedic literatures of different types. He is the compiler of Prasthanatrayi, he is the compiler of Prasthana Chatushthayi. So we have to follow what the Vyasadeva says and not what the Shankar, Ramanuj, Madhva, Nimbark and Vishnu Swami are saying. If you want to write a commentary, then you have to follow the author. You cannot say that I will write a commentary which is completely different from what the author is trying to advocate. That means that you are liable to be punished actually. According to the strict terms of law, you are liable to be given physical punishment. So you are trying to advocate something which the author is not trying to advocate based on what author has written. What I am not trying to advocate in my writing, somebody else is trying to interpret what I am not trying to advocate. That is an offense. That is not only misdemeanor, it's a serious penalty. It's a serious crime. That is why, now what the author is trying to establish. Vyasadeva, he has compiled the Garuda Puran, one of the 18 Mahapuranas. And in Garuda Puran, what Vyasadeva is saying? Vyasadeva is saying, Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnayah Gayatri Bhashya Rupo Asau Vedartha Paribrahmitaha. Artho Ayam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnayah. Srimad Bhagavatam is the explanation, is the commentary of the Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutranam Artha Ayam. The definition, the meaning, the explanation, the commentary of the Brahma Sutras is Srimad Bhagavatam. Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Virnayah Gayatri Bhashya Rupo Asau Vedartha Paribrahmitaha Purananam Samarupaha Sakshad Bhagavatoditaha Sakshad Bhagavatoditaha Dvadasha Skandha Yukto Ayam Srimad Bhagavata Bhidaha. Srimad Bhagavata Bhidaha. Abhidaha means it is named as Srimad Bhagavatam. The scripture, Vyasadeva is saying, the scripture which I am talking about is known as Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavata Vidaha. And this Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos, Dvadasha Skanda Yukto Ayam, Srimad Bhagavata Vidaha. This is the statement of Garuda Puran, Vyasadeva is making. The scripture I am talking about is Srimad Bhagavatam, which has 12 cantos, so somebody cannot mistake Devi Bhagavat or any other Tantra Bhagavat or any other so-called Bhagavat with the real Srimad Bhagavatam, because they do not have 12 cantos. And they are not known as Srimad Bhagavatam. They are Devi Bhagavat and Tantra Bhagavat. The Srimad Bhagavatam is completely different treatise written by Vyasadeva. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, which has 12 cantos, Dvadasha Skanda Yuktoyam Srimad Bhagavata Vidaha Purananam Samarupaha. In Puranas, it has the same value as the Samaveda has among the Vedas. Among the 4 Vedas, Samaveda is considered the topmost because it is represented by Lord Krishna. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter Vibhuti Yoga that Vedanam Samavedo Asmi. Among all the Vedas, among all the 4 Vedas, Samaveda is representing me the most. Samaveda is the crest jewel of the 4 Vedas. In the same way, Srimad Bhagavatam is the crest jewel of all the 18 Puranas. Purananam Samarupa. In the Puranas, Bhagavatam has the same position as the Samaveda. But Ramanujacharya says, Prasthantrayi is the main, but if anything else also has some importance than Vishnu Purana. Is it matching the idea? If Vishnu Purana is not considered by Vyasadeva to be the greatest among all the 18 Puranas, then why is Ramanujacharya considering Vishnu Purana to have some importance? And he is not mentioning Bhagavatam at all. And that is why whenever the Gaudiya Vaishnavas try to argue with Ramanujis and Madhvaites, the South Indian Sampradayas, in the context whether Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan or Narayana is Swayam Bhagavan, they always say that no, we will not accept Ete Chanshkalaha Punsah Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, this statement of Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is considered very low type of evidence. If any other evidence except for Prasthanatrayi has at all some value, then it is Vishnu Puran. Speak from Vishnu Puran, and Vishnu Puran establishes that Vishnu is the greatest, not Krishna. Now, you see, what is the abhipraya, what is the real mood of Vyasadeva here? If Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be Purananam Samarupa, it is considered to have the same value as Samaveda has among the four Vedas. If it is considered to have the same value among the Puranas, then why the Ramanujacharya says in his Shri Bhashya on the Vedanta Sutra that if anything else has little value except Prasthana, it is Vishnu Puran, and he does not mention the name of Bhagavatam at all. It is completely not proper idea here. So Purananam Samarupa Sakshat Bhagavato Dita. That is not matching what Vyasadeva is trying to say. Then Purananam Samarupa Sakshat Bhagavato Dita. That was Dvadash Skanda Yuktoyam Srimad Bhagavata Vidah. This is Purananam Samarupa Sakshat Bhagavato Dita. Bhagavato Dita means this Srimad Bhagavatam has been directly narrated by Lord Krishna himself. Sakshat Bhagavata Udita. It has been directly narrated by Lord Krishna himself. And this is the last statement. The statement coming before this statement in Garud Puran is Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam. Bharatartha Viranaya Gayatri Bhashya Ruposa Vedartha Paripranima. Garud Puran is saying that Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary which explains the meanings of Brahma Sutra. Now, who is the author of Brahma Sutra? Vyasadeva. The original 540 aphorisms of Brahma Sutra, 540 Sutra. Who is the author? Vyasadeva. And who is the author of Bhagavatam? Vyasadeva. Who is the author of Garud Puran? Vyasadeva. Same author, right? Vyasadeva is declaring that the commentary on Brahma Sutra, and Brahma Sutra is also my compilation written by me, and the commentary on my compilation known as Brahma Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is also my compilation. So this is the idea which is accepted by the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advocated this idea that Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Brahma Sutra. That is why, according to me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in front of Prakashananda Saraswati in Kashi and in front of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Jagannath, he said that is why, according to me, there is no need for any other commentary to be written on the Brahma Sutras. So, not only Shankaracharya's Shadivamsa Bhashya, which is propounding Mayavad philosophy, which is commentary on the Brahma Sutra of Vyasadeva, is considered improper, but also all the commentaries written by all the Vaishnava Sampradayas and their Acharyas, they are deemed not essential, not required, not necessary by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because if the author himself has written commentary revealing his own mind, then what is the need of any other commentary? And if there is any other need of any other commentary, then that commentary should fully match the commentary written by the original author. But are the commentaries on Brahma Sutra written by Shankar, Ramanuj, Madhva, Nimbark, Vishnu Swami are matching what Srimad Bhagavatam is saying? No. There is total difference. Prayojan, Sambandh, Abhidaya and Prayojan. These are the three things which should match. Because commentary will have the same Sambandh, Abhidaya and Prayojan as the original book is having. Original book means the book which is commented upon, and commentary is commenting upon the original book. So the Sambandh, Abhidaya and Prayojan of the original book should be the same as the Sambandh, Abhidaya and Prayojan of the commentary. There cannot be any difference, because commentary, what it does is that it only explains the original book. That is why commentary cannot advocate any other different idea from the original book. You cannot say that the commentary can have different idea from what the original book is propounding. It should have the same idea, same sambandha, same abhiday and same prayojan should be there in the commentary and in the original book. So we cannot understand the sambandh, abhiday and prayojan of the Brahma Sutra. Why? Because Brahma Sutras are not even found in the form of shlokas. Brahma Sutras are written by Vyasadeva in the form of very condensed, concise aphorisms. And those condensed, concise aphorisms can be interpreted in many ways. Because whenever you say something in a very short statement, naturally the shortness of the statement gives rise to many different interpretations. And the more the statement is elaborate and elongated, less scope for different interpretations. This is natural law. That is why Brahma Sutra is prone to many different interpretations, and those interpretations might not match the intention of the author, who is Vyasadeva. That is why author himself wrote commentary on Brahma Sutra, and that is Bhagavatam, and he declares it in Garuda Purana, Arthoyam Brahma Sutrana. So we don't know what is the sambandh, abhiday and prayojan of the Brahma Sutra, because everything is written in a very concise way, and Vyasadeva has not even clearly mentioned in Brahma Sutra that this is sambandha, this is abhiday and this is prayojan. So whatever Bhagavatam establishes as sambandha, as abhiday and prayojan should be the same as the sambandh, abhiday and prayojan of Brahma Sutra naturally. But if you will read the commentaries of Ramanuj, Madhva, Nimbar, Krishna Swami and Shankar, are there sambandh, abhiday, prayojan matching with what Bhagavatam is saying as propounding? No. According to Shankaracharya, prayojan is mukti. What type of mukti? Sayujya mukti. Impersonal liberation, merging into the impersonal Brahman. That is the goal. Sadhya. That is the sadhya. That is the goal. What is Bhagavatam saying? Bhagavatam saying, Sarapya Sashtanipya Sarapyaikatvamapyuta Diyamanam na grihnanti Vinamata Sevanam Jana. That is 5 types of liberation. What to speak of impersonal liberation? He does not even mention impersonal liberation in the shloka, Kapil Dev. Because impersonal liberation is never even considered by the devotees. But the personal liberation is sometimes taken by the devotees. But Vyasadeva is saying, or Kapil Dev is saying in Bhagavatam 3rd canto, that for the pure devotees, even the 4 types of personal liberations have no value. What to speak of impersonal? What Shankaracharya is propounding is the highest goal. So Shankaracharya is propounding in his Shankar Bhashya on the Brahma Sutra that the highest goal or the prayojana is impersonal liberation, Brahma Sayujya Mukti. But that is not what Bhagavatam is accepting. And the second shlok of Bhagavatam, the very beginning, 1st canto, 1st chapter, 2nd shlok, Vyasadeva is making promise, revealing the identity of Bhagavatam by saying, Dharmah projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivatam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kimva parairishvarah sadyo hridi avarudhyate atra kritibihi shushrushubistakshanat Dharmah projita kaitavah paramo. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, only Paramadharma is described, the highest form of religion, not the lower levels of religion. Sanatana Vedic Dharma has many different levels because Sanatana Vedic Dharma is intended for all living beings, prani matra. And living beings are of different types, on different levels. Some are on ignorance, some are on the mode of passion, rajogun, some are on the mode of goodness, satogun, and some are beyond 3 modes. So because there are 4 types of people in this material world, there are the religion or Sanatana Vedic Dharma also becomes manifest into 4 forms. And the scriptures propounding Sanatana Vedic Dharma also become divided into 4 categories: Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic and Trigunatit. So Param Dharma means Trigunatit, above the 3 modes of material nature, not within the 3 modes of material nature Maya. So Paramadharma, the highest form of religion, will be described in Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam describes Paramadharma as Saipum Samparo Dharma Yato Bhakti Adhokshaye Ahaituki Apratihata Yayatma Samprasidati. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, the highest form of religion is not Jnana Marg, it is not Ashtanga Yoga Marg, it is not Sakam Karma, it is not Nishkam Karma Yoga, it is not Sankhya, etc. It is not dry renunciation, Phalgu Vairagya, etc. It is pure devotional service, which is incessant, uninterrupted, and which is causeless, without any motive. The only motive is to please Krishna. No motive of sense enjoyment, no motive of liberation. Same thing which is propounded by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Anya Vilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmani Anavritam, Anukulyena Krishnamashrinam Bhakti Uttama, Bhakti Bhakti Sprihayavat, Pishachi Hridi Vartate, Tavad Bhakti Sukhasyatra Katham Abhyudayo Bhavet. Rupa Goswami is saying, as long as the witch on the broomstick, as long as the two witches, as long as the two witches in the form of two desires of sense liberation and of sense enjoyment and liberation, as long as the two witches in the form of two desires of sense enjoyment and liberation are present in the heart and are dancing completely defiantly and completely impudently on the dancing arena of the heart, until that time, as long as this happens, this continues, until that time, there is no possibility of ever manifesting or of ever making the pure devotional service manifest in the heart and ever making the transcendental pleasure emanating from the pure devotional service manifest in the heart. There is no possibility. जब तक भोग की और मोक्ष की इच्छा और उस भोग और मोक्ष की इच्छा को प्राप्त करने का आभास मात्र, रंच मात्र, लेश मात्र, गंध मात्र भी हृदय रूपी रंगमंच पर ये दो इच्छाओं के रूप में, ये भुक्ति और मुक्ति की जो दो स्पृहाएं हैं, दो इच्छाएं हैं, दो वासनाएं हैं, कामनाएं हैं, वांछाएं हैं, इन भुक्ति और मुक्ति की स्पृहा रूपी कामनाओं के रूप में जब तक दो पिशाचियों का उद्दंड और उद्दाम नृत्य हृदय के रंगमंच पर चलता रहता है, तब तक कतई किसी प्रकार कोई संभावना नहीं है किसी भी अंश में कि शुद्ध भगवत भक्ति से उत्पन्न होने वाले परम आनंद की अनुभूति साधक कर सके. मुक्ति मुक्ति स्पृहाया. And here the goal of Jnana Marg is impersonal liberation. Shankaracharya is the Acharya of Jnana Marg. That is why he will advocate impersonalism, merging into impersonal Brahman, Brahma Sayuja Mukti. But Bhagavatam is saying all the other cheating forms of religion or all other inferior types of religion, inferior levels of religion, or all other cheating forms of religion are completely discarded in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam never talks about any cheating form of religion or any secondary type of religion or any lower or inferior level or form of religion. Srimad Bhagavatam only talks about Param, highest type. And that is Ahaituki Apratihata Yayatma Samprasidati. That devotional service which fully, Samyak Prakarena Prasidati, which fully satisfies both Jivatma and Paramatma. Yayatma Samprasidati. जो सम्यक प्रकार से प्रसन्न कर देती है जीवात्मा और परमात्मा को, पूर्ण रूप से जो तुष्ट कर देती है दोनों को, वो भक्ति ययात्मा संप्रसिद्धति. Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma. And that bhakti, that devotional service, unadulterated, as mentioned by Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. That pure devotional service in unadulterated form is the Param Dharma, highest type of occupation, highest form of religion. And that is unmotivated. It has no motive of sense enjoyment or liberation because both are personal desires, culminating in personal sake only. It only has the desire of pleasing Shri Krishna. Tat Sukha Sukhitvam. Devotional service only has one desire, only has one impetus. Ahaituki Apratihata, and it is incessant, uninterrupted flow. It never breaks down in between. It is continuous. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. It is continuous. So this devotional service which is continuous, which is performed through all the endeavors of body, mind, speech and soul in a favorable way, just to please Shri Krishna, devoid of the coverings of Jnana, Karma, Ashtanga Yoga, etc., and devoid of the desires of Bhukti and Mukti, sense enjoyment and liberation, that pure devotional service is Param Dharma, and that is what Bhagavatam talks about. And Dharma Projita Kaitavotra Paramo, and all the other Kaitava Dharmas. Kaitava Dharma means cheating forms of religion or lower levels of religion. Or Srimad Bhagavatam is completely rejecting those other forms of religion. It only talks about the highest form of religion. That is why you cannot say that Shiva Purana says this, Vishnu Purana says this scripture says this, that scripture says that. That is not to be considered here. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest. It only talks about the reality. No other. It only talks about the most exalted paramount form of religion. Just like the college, the Harvard or Oxford, will only talk about the most exalted form of education. It will not talk about what is taught in the first standard, second standard, or here in grade, third grade, fourth grade, etc. It will only talk about what is suitable for the collegiate student to know. In the same way, Srimad Bhagavatam is the postgraduate form of religion. And it completely discards. Ujjita means rejects. And pra means completely. Pra-ujjita, projita. Projita means completely rejects. So, Sridhar Swami Pad, while commenting on this second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma Projita Kaitavotra, Sridhar Swami Pad, the first commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Bhagavatam, which is commentary on Brahma Sutra, Bhagavatam also has many different commentaries by different Vaishnava acharyas. So, Sridhar Swami, who is considered authorized commentator on Bhagavatam by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sridhar Swami, who is not only authorized but who is the first commentator on Bhagavatam, historically speaking, who appeared before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 200 years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Sridhar Swami, who is the Adi Bhashyaka, the first commentator of Bhagavatam, he says, while explaining Dharma Projit Kaitavotra, he says, Pra Shabdena tu Ujjita Shabdena tu Dharma Artha Kam Abhi Sandhaya Nirasta. Ujjita Shabdena tu Dharma Artha Kam Abhisandhaya Nirasta. By the word Ujjita or rejecting, Bhagavatam is rejecting the cheating form of religion. So rejecting, Ujjita means rejecting, Bhagavata rejects, Ujjita means rejects. So the word Ujjita or rejects means Bhagavatam rejects, according to Sridhar Swami, Dharma, Artha and Kam. Dharma, Artha and Kam. It rejects the so-called Dharma, Karmakanda, Varnashram Dharma, etc. It rejects the so-called Kam, so-called Artha or economic development, and it rejects the so-called Kam or sense gratification. Actually, Dharma, Artha and Kam, this three varga, Dharma, Artha and Kam, this three varga is considered. These three are considered to be the goals of life by the Pravritti Margis. You see, there are two different paths: Pravritti Marg and Nivritti Marg. So Pravritti Marg means that path which bounds you in the material world, which does not allow you to get out of the material world. That is the path of sense enjoyment. Whether it be on the heavenly planets or on the earthly planet, the path of sense enjoyment is Pravritti Marg, which binds the living entity into this material world. And Nivritti Marg is the path of coming out of the material world, the path of liberation. So, Karma Kanda and Karma Marg is the Pravritti Marg, and Jnana Marg and Ashtanga Yoga Marg is the Nivritti Marg, liberation. So, Karma Marg has three different goals: Dharma, Artha and Kam. So, the ultimate goal of Pravritti Marg or Karma Marg is Kam, sense enjoyment. But sense enjoyment cannot be had. Sense enjoyment cannot be experienced. Sense enjoyment cannot occur without economic development. Because without money you cannot gratify your senses. So sense enjoyment, Kam, cannot occur without Artha preceding Kam. Without Artha or economic development preceding sense gratification can never exist. And economic development should not be done by unfair, irreligious means. Acquirement of money should not be done by irreligious, unfair means. It should only be done through religious means advocated by the Dharma Shastra. So, by performing dharma, by performing various different types of yajna, dan, vrat, tapasya, by performing various types of satkarma, pious ritualistic activities mentioned in the Vedas in the form of sacrifices, vows, austerities, etc. By performing this dharma, economic development occurs, artha. And by having economic development, then one can enjoy his senses in a very nice way, calm. So calm is the ultimate goal of pravritti marg. But it cannot occur without dharma and artha preceding it. So calm is the ultimate goal of pravritti marg, and moksha, liberation. What is liberation? Liberation is going beyond the three modes of material nature, coming out of the 8,400,000 species of life, 84 lakh का जो चक्कर है, completely becoming relieved of the three types of pains, आदिदैविक, आध्यात्मिक, आदि भौतिक, becoming completely stopping the four conditions, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, birth, death, old age and disease, and becoming transcendental to the effects of all karmas, prarabdha phal, aprarabdha phal, koot and beach. This is mukti, this is liberation. That means in short, coming out of the material world and Maya. That is liberation. So liberation or moksha, which is the fourth goal of human life, chaturth purusharth, dharma, arth, kam and moksha, chaturvarga. So moksha, liberation, mukti, which is the fourth goal of human life, is considered to be the only goal by the Jnana Margis and Ashtanga Yoga Margis, by the Nivritti Marg. By the followers of Nivritti Marg, moksha, for them moksha is the ultimate destination. That's the ultimate goal. There is no other goal higher to moksha. But Bhagavatam says, Bhagavatam rejects moksha. That is why Ujjita Shabdena tu dharma artha kam abhisandayah nirastaha. The word rejecting means Bhagavatam rejects dharma, arth and kam. So religious activities performed with fruitive motives, economic development and sense gratification. That is what Bhagavatam never talks about. But pra shabdena tu mokshani sandhirapi nirastaha. But Sridhar Swami says, by the word pra, even the desire for liberation is not advocated or is not given boost by Srimad Bhagavatam. What to speak of explaining or commenting upon liberation or moksha? But Srimad Bhagavatam never even supports the idea of desiring after liberation. What to speak of explaining liberation or moksha as the ultimate goal? Srimad Bhagavatam never even talks about having desire for moksha. Moksha abhisandhirapi nirastaha. Abhisandhi means the desire, even the desire of moksha. Bhagavatam never supports this desire. What to speak of actually explaining the moksha? These are all kaita dharma. These are all cheating propensities. Even moksha, liberation is cheating. Only prema bhakti, Krishna prema, love of the lotus feet of the Lord is the pancham purusharth. This is the idea which was never stressed upon, which was never highlighted by any other acharya. May it be Shankar or a Vaishnava acharya. According to Shankaracharya, Brahma Sayujya, impersonal liberation is the highest goal. But then Vaishnava acharya said, we will not consider impersonal liberation to be the highest goal, but rather we will consider Salokya, entering into the Vaikuntha, Sashti, enjoying almost the similar opulences as the Lord does, Narayan does in Vaikuntha, Samipya, being very close to Narayan, and Salopya, having almost the same form as Lord Narayan. These four personal forms of liberation, personal liberation. These four types of personal liberation we will consider to be the goal of life. Ramanuja accepts these four as the goal of life, Madhva accepts, Nimbarkival accepts, and even Vishnu Swami accepts. But that's not what Bhagavatam is talking about. That is why the prayojan, the very goal, becomes different. The goal of Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra is explained by Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam says only Bhagavat Prem is the real goal. But the other acharyas do not talk about Bhagavat Prem. They only talk about Mukti at most. So their commentaries are not matching, are not complying with what what Brahma Sutra is talking about. What Brahma Sutra is talking about cannot be known through Brahma Sutra. Can only be known through Bhagavatam, because the original book if it is known all by itself, then what's the need of commentary? Commentary is what makes the import of the original book known to the public. So the original import of Brahma Sutra is known through Bhagavatam. So the prayojan is different. Prayojan is different. We will just conclude in 5 minutes now. Prayojan is different. The goal is different. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goal is prema bhakti. He considers it pancham purusha, 5th goal of life, not the other 4. Above the moksha even. And even Shankaracharya, although he might be considering officially that mukti is the goal of life, but even he is forced to say, he is forced to speak the truth in Shankar Bhashya at one point. When Shankaracharya says, Mukta api lilaya vigraham kritva bhagavantam bhajante. Mukta, even those liberated people who have merged into impersonal Brahman, even they sometimes come out of the impersonal effulgence, take on a spiritual transcendental body of an associate, Parshad Deha, and then enter into the Leela, enter into the pastimes of the Lord and serve Him there. His personal form. Vigraha means personal form. Vigraha does not mean impersonal. Vigraha means personal form. Mukta api लीलया विग्रहम कृत्वा भगवंतम भजन्ते. मुक्त लोग भी अपनी स्वेच्छा से ब्रह्म सायुज्य मुक्ति से बाहर निकलकर सच्चिदानंद शरीर को धारण करके पार्षद देह को धारण करके भगवान का भजन करते हैं. Even he is forced to say that. Even he is forced to say that. Even though he does not accept it officially, but he puts it somewhere in his long commentary. He adds this statement somewhere, so that it cannot be noticed too much, but still it is there, trying to ignite or trying to illuminate the reality. So Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya don't consider Salokya, Sarshti, Samipya, the 4 personal liberations to be the goal. Bhagavatam does not consider all of these, because Salokya, Sarshti, Samipya, that shloka does not advocate this idea. And Dharma Projita means the liberation is not accepted by Bhagavatam as the goal. What Sridhar Swami even comments that thing. So Srimad Bhagavatam does not talk about anything which is not the factual or the highest form of religion. It only talks about the highest level, the postgraduate form of religion. Now the thing is, Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary of Brahma Sutra. So should Srimad Bhagavatam be interpreted according to Brahma Sutra, or Brahma Sutra should be interpreted according to Bhagavatam? Tell me. The commentary has to be interpreted according to the original book which is commented upon, or the original book which is commented upon has to be interpreted according to the commentary. Yes. Commentary cannot be interpreted according to the original book which is commented upon. But the original book which is commented upon has to be interpreted according to commentary. So, when Shankar, Ramanuj, Madhva and Nimbar say that Bhagavatam has to be interpreted according to Brahma Sutra and other parts of Prasthanatraya, bogus idea. What Vallabhacharya says, that Prasthanatraya cannot be interpreted according to Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam cannot be interpreted according to them. They all have their own independent positions. That is also bogus. Commentary, why? What is the need of commentary? So that it can explain and interpret the original book. So if you say that Brahma Sutra cannot be interpreted according to Bhagavatam, as what Vallabhacharya is trying to say by placing all the 4 in the same position, that they are not dependent on each other, even that is not right. The Prasthanatraya certainly has a subordinate position. It does not have an equal position to Bhagavatam. What to speak of Bhagavatam having inferior position to Prasthanatraya? That is what the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have given is the highest form of, they have actually unveiled, they have actually disclosed the highest form of religion. And Sridhar Swami, he is not even follower of Mahaprabhu, but he's even then he still accepts the point. He knows the real thing. Sridhar Swami existed 200 years before Mahaprabhu even appeared, but still he does not support the idea that liberation is the highest. And Sridhar Swami, historically speaking, was initiated in Shankar line, which is completely opposite to Vaishnava Dharma and Bhakti Marg. But still he accepts this point. They are forced to accept when they speak on Bhagavatam. So Artho Ayam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnaya. The second statement, Vyasdev says, the second phrase, Bharatartha Vinirnaya. Bharatartha Vinirnaya means, because when Mahabharata is written by whom? By Ganesh. But Vyasadeva is saying, whatever he is saying, Ganesha is writing. So the actual writer of Mahabharata is Vyasadeva, not Ganesh. He is transcribing and he is writing. So, Mahabharata, what is said in the beginning of Mahabharata? In the beginning of Mahabharata, Vyasadeva says that Mahabharata is the essence of all the Vedas and the 18 Puranas. He says 18 Puranas, not 17. So it seems that Mahabharata is even the essence of Bhagavatam. It seems that Mahabharata is even the essence of Bhagavatam. But if that were to be the case, then Bhagavatam would not have received the special status of being the last compilation of Vyasadeva. And what was the need of writing Bhagavatam if Mahabharata was the essence of Bhagavatam? Because within 18 Puranas, Bhagavatam is included. If Vyasadeva would have said in the beginning of Mahabharata that this Mahabharata is only the essence of 17 Puranas, then it was a different thing. But now it becomes issue of debate, an argument, and controversy and dispute. That 18 Puranas, the essence of 18 Puranas is Mahabharata. So Bhagavatam is also within 18 Puranas. Even the essence of Bhagavatam is Mahabharata. If that were to be the case, then why Vyasadeva felt dissatisfaction after writing Mahabharata? And Bhagavad Gita is within Mahabharata. Even after writing Bhagavad Gita, now we are not trying to demean the position of Bhagavad Gita, but Kamlesh Prabhu might think, but no, that's not the case, because he is the staunch propounder of Bhagavad Gita. But that's not the case, that's not what the followers of Mahaprabhu have accepted as the final, ultimate. That might be considered the most basic and fundamental book of spirituality, but that's not the ultimate Shastra. The ultimate scripture is Bhagavatam only. So, Srimad Bhagavatam was written even after Mahabharata is written. Srimad Bhagavatam is actually the last book written by Vyasadeva. And all the different sampradayas and the different followers of different sampradayas and different acharyas of different sampradayas have all accepted that Bhagavatam is the last book written by Vyasadeva. On this point, there is no controversy. And Bhagavatam itself, Vyasadeva writes that Bhagavatam is the last book. And after writing Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva put his pen forever. He put his pen down. He has not written anything else. And what was the need of writing Bhagavatam? That reason is explained in the 5th chapter of the first canto of Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva is feeling very dissatisfied. When he is situated, he is sitting on a kush asana, on a kush asana in his hermitage known as Shamya Pras on the northern banks of Saraswati. Saraswatyaha Paschime Tate. No, on the western banks of Saraswati, Shamya Prasa iti sthitaha. Saraswatyaha Paschime Tate Shamya Prasa iti sthitaha. That cave of Vyasadeva, which is 2 kilometers north of Badrinath temple, which is actually the border of India. After that, China starts. So, that cave of Vyasadeva, Shamya Prasa Ashram, where Vyasadeva has written all the Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata, everything. That Vyasadeva's ashram is known as Shamya Pras. He was sitting there, very dissatisfied in his mind. Something was incomplete. He did not receive full pleasure. He naturally, without any reason, he was becoming sad and melancholy in his heart. What was the reason? He could not find out. It was the morning time. Narada comes. Narada tells, the reason why you are dissatisfied is Shri Narada Uvacha Bhavatamudita Prayam Yasham Bhagavato Amalam Yenaivasav Natushyeta Manyeta Darshanam Khilam. Narada says the reason why, oh Vyasadeva, you are dissatisfied even after writing Mahabharata, Vedas, Brahma Sutra and Puran and Bhagavad Gita is because you have not described the glories of Lord Vasudeva in an uncontaminated way. You have not described. You might have described the glories of Lord Hari in a contaminated way, but not in an uncontaminated way. You have not established bhakti as most supreme among jnana, karma, yoga and other paths. You have not established Bhagavad Prem, Krishna Prem as the most superior to dharma, artha, kama and moksha. You have not established Shri Krishna as the most superior among all the different incarnations and expansions like Narayan, Vara, Narsingh, Matsya, Kurma, etc. And that is why, even though you might have tried to describe Lord Hari and his bhakti and his divine pastimes, but they are all contaminated. And whenever you have described Shri Krishna's pastimes in other Puranas, those pastimes are mixed with the motive of establishing other demigods like Shiva, Brahma, etc. supreme. No, it's not the same way Bhagavatam 10 can also describes Krishna's whole life, whole biography, and other Puranas like Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Krishna Janmakhand. Other Puranas also describe Lord Krishna's life in much more detail than Bhagavatam. But what's the difference? The difference is, even though there may be much more detailed descriptions of Krishna Leela in other Puranas, the difference is, in other Puranas, Vyasadeva has described Krishna Leela, but then from time to time, he is trying to establish again the position of Brahma, Shiva, Indra as superior. You can feel it. When Vyasadeva says that Krishna is worshipping Ganesh in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Krishna Janmakhand, when Vyasadeva says that Krishna is worshipping Ganesh, and then he got the fulfillment of his desire. Krishna got the fulfillment of his desire by worshipping Ganesh in Dwarka. This is all not revealing the real position of Lord Krishna. That is why, even though you might have described pastimes of Krishna, everything, but they are all contaminated. That is why now only speak about the reality, do not cheat anymore. Dharma projita kaita mutra paramo nirmat saranam satam. Do not cheat anymore now. And this is the reason why you are not feeling satisfied. So, now the question arises, Mahabharata is again the essence of 18 Puranas, that includes Bhagavatam. So, Mahabharata is superior to Bhagavatam. No, according to this incident, it cannot be superior. If it was superior to Bhagavatam, then Vyasadeva would not have felt dissatisfied after writing Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, which is part of Mahabharata. The thing is, Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadeva in a synopsis before writing Mahabharata. This is what Jiva Goswami explains by quoting many different Puranas. He tries to establish the point in his Tattva Sandarbha that Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadeva even before Mahabharata was written, but in a synopsis. The pastime portion was not there, only the Saiddhantika portion, only the philosophical portion of Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadeva. The pastime portion of Bhagavatam was not written. And that is why, but even that, what Vyasadeva says, actually Vyasadeva is completely mistaken. So his statement in Mahabharata should not be considered authorized. Even if Bhagavatam was written on this only synopsis before actually after writing Mahabharata, Vyasadeva has again rewritten Bhagavatam and expanded in its full-fledged form. But even then, it will still mean that even though the Bhagavatam which was written before Mahabharata, it was in a short form, but even then it would mean that Mahabharata is better than Bhagavatam if we say that Mahabharata is the essence of 18 Puranas. So actually, the whole statement is mistaken. Bhrant Vakya hai Vyasadeva ka. Vyasadeva is mistaken. If he was not mistaken, then Narada would not have chastised Vyasadeva in the beginning of Bhagavatam by saying, Jugupsitam dharma kritam te anushasanam. You have completely made mistakes, Narada has said in Bhagavatam to Vyasadeva. So, Mahabharata was written before Narada meets Vyasadeva. So, Vyasadeva does not really know his mistake. So, he is still in a mistaken conception and he thinks that Mahabharata is even the essence of Bhagavatam. But that's not the reality. The reality, the real knowledge he receives after meeting Narada. Even though he may be Sarvagya, even though he may be the incarnation of Lord Narayana, but Lord Narayana sometimes acts as if he is mistaken. Just in order to reveal the glories of Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva had become mistaken for a particular time. And so his statement in Mahabharata, that Mahabharata is even the essence of Bhagavatam, is a mistaken statement. Otherwise, how can he feel dissatisfied even after writing Mahabharata? That's the point which comes. So, Bharatartha Nirnayaha. In Garuda Puran, Vyasadeva writes that, and Garuda Purana is written before Mahabharata is written. Because Mahabharata is written after the 17 Puranas are written. So Garuda Purana is written a lot before Mahabharata is written. In Mahabharata, Vyasadeva is mistaken, but while writing Garuda Purana, he is not mistaken. So he is speaking the truth. Bharatartha Vinirnaya. Bharatartha Vinirnaya means that Bhagavatam decides the real import of Mahabharata. What Mahabharata is actually trying to say, the judgment maker is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam explains the real import and purport of even Mahabharata, which is the explanation of Vedas and other Puranas. The explanation of Vedas and other 17 Puranas is Mahabharata, but Bhagavatam is even the explanation of Mahabharata, because Bhagavatam actually reveals the real import of Mahabharata. महाभारत के अर्थ का, वास्तविक अर्थ का, वास्तविक तात्पर्य का निर्णय करने वाला श्रीमद् भागवत है. भारत अर्थ विनिर्णय, भारतार्थ विनिर्णय. महाभारत के वास्तविक तात्पर्य के अर्थ का, महाभारत के वास्तविक तात्पर्य का निर्णय करने वाला भागवत है. महाभारत क्या कहना चाहता है, वो महाभारत निर्णय नहीं ले सकता इस बारे में. Yes, उसको completely पंगु बना दिया. Mahabharata is made completely lame by Vyasadeva. Mahabharata cannot take any decision on what Mahabharata is trying to say. That decision, what Mahabharata is trying to say, only Bhagavatam can make. So Bharatartha Vinirnaya. And then the next part of the shloka we will describe tomorrow. So even though the Mahabharata was not written while writing this statement in Garuda Purana, but Vyasadeva has in his mind that I am going to write Mahabharata. So he is writing that the Mahabharata, so what he is actually trying to mean here is that the Mahabharata which I am going to write, even the essence of Mahabharata is this Bhagavatam. That is what he means. Because even though Mahabharata is not written by Vyasadeva, still it exists. As we describe, it exists eternally. So although it may not be in a written form, it is still existing. That is why he is saying that the essence of Mahabharata is Bhagavatam, in that sense. And the next verse, part of the verse, we will describe tomorrow. And then finally the supremacy of Srimad Bhagavatam will be established. And you will know, as an audience, what benediction, what boon has the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers have given to the living entities of this material world by disclosing the reality and not by hiding the reality, and by disclosing the mind of Vyasadeva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today it was made little late, but I think Hari Katha should be given more importance than any other thing, because we have much time for our material businesses and material affairs, but we only have limited time for Hari Katha. So in some important points we have to elaborate sometimes, so I seek apology from the audience for that. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana ki jai ho, Srimad Bhagavata Katha ki, Srimad Bhagavata Mahatmya Katha ki jai ho. Vidai Gaura Premanande. Hari Ho.
अभी आरती होगी. हरि बोल. अभी आरती होगी. Now we will have आरती.
पंचरात्र